What is going on, everybody? It is your boy Baddog back with another, well, I guess it's a New York Giants video. It could be just a regular video, whatever you want to call it. But Jason Garrett, obviously last night the news came down that he was fired, will no longer be the Dallas Cowboys head coach. I was actually kind of surprised that they fired him. Not that I thought he would be back. I'm just surprised they didn't just let his contract run out. I think it runs out January 14th. So I'm just surprised that they fired the guy. I thought maybe Jerry Jones was just going to kind of wait and let that run out, maybe saving the little embarrassment of being fired. But let's face it, Jason Garrett definitely deserved to be fired. There's no doubt about that. Underachieved in Dallas. You got that team. Always had just a world of talent and finished 8-8 a lot of times. I mean, did win a couple division titles, but could never get out of the divisional round of the playoffs. And I'm pretty sure a lot of Cowboy fans rejoiced and were waiting for that news of him getting fired. And obviously, you know, when you have the talent the Cowboys do, and the window of opportunity is usually pretty small in the NFL. You know, your draft picks perform well, and then they got to get paid. And, you know, it's hard to keep all your guys there when you have good draft picks. A lot of them are going to go free agents, are going to find other places to play because the salary cap doesn't allow you to keep every one of your draft picks. So Dallas Cowboys do have a lot of cap space this year, but they're going to have to look at signing Dak. You know, they just signed Zeke. Do they want to sign Amari Cooper? I mean, Dak and Cooper are probably going to cost about $50 million a year between those two players if they do decide to sign both of them. So, maybe they want a different manager or head coach to come in there and right the ship for the Dallas Cowboys. It kind of worries me as a Giants fan because I always said that the reason the Cowboys don't win is because of Jason Garrett. So I enjoyed him being there, as I'm sure everybody in the NFC East did. I read an article on NJ.com, and I read this article, not the same article, but, something maybe about 3 weeks ago where they're saying that the Giants should pursue Jason Garrett. Now, I got to be honest with you. I think that's far-fetched. I don't think there's any way the Giants bring Jason Garrett in here, but I guess it would depend, according to this article, on what Merritt and Tisch hold valuable for the New York Giants. And there are a lot of head coaching interviews coming up here for the Giants. There's a lot of candidates. I went over a lot of them yesterday. And really, if you look at those candidates, the only one with true winning head coaching experience is Mike McCarthy. Josh McDaniels failed as a head coach. And, Matt Rhule doesn't have any head coaching experience in the NFL. Obviously, Bieniemy does not. There's a lot of other. Wink Martindale does not as well. So it depends on how much they value head coaching experience, I guess. If that's the case, they could maybe bring in Jason Garrett over here. I mean, I'm just shooting. Don't tell me I want Jason Garrett. Don't shoot the messenger. Maybe they think about bringing Chris Richard in here as the defensive coordinator and Jason Garrett as head coach. You don't know. The Giants do some weird things. So let's just hope that Jason Garrett is not really a true candidate. But don't be surprised if the Giants bring him in for an interview. Don't be surprised at all. I mean, let's face it. One thing Jason Garrett has done really well in his career is beat the teams in the NFC East, but that team's very talented. The Giants are very young, and much like Pat Shurmur, I don't think Jason Garrett's your guy to mold young talent at all. I think Jason Garrett was more of a yes man. I think Jason Garrett was more of just the face of the sideline over there at Dallas. I don't know how much coaching he actually did. I don't know how much you can actually blame on him. I don't know because I'm not a Cowboys fan. So I think a lot of that came down from Jerry Jones. And I don't think Jason Garrett really had the opportunity to do what he wanted to do. And I don't think the next Dallas Cowboys head coach will have that opportunity either. They're talking about Lincoln Riley. Lincoln Riley's not going to come in there and just allow Jerry Jones to run the whole show. Lincoln Riley's going to want to have some say. So I don't know where Cowboy fans think you're getting Lincoln Riley. Lincoln Riley just signed a 5-year, $32 million deal in February to coach Oklahoma. And I don't think he wants to go out of Oklahoma with his last game being mollywopped by LSU 63-28 in the bowl game. I don't think that's what he wants his last memory at Oklahoma to be. I'll be shocked if Lincoln Riley goes anywhere. I heard that Cleveland's interested in him too. And if Matt Rhule is going to turn down Cleveland, I don't see how Lincoln Riley's going to say, oh, yeah, I'll go to Cleveland. Lincoln Riley's not going anywhere. It'll be interesting to see. Now, Dallas does have interest in Matt Rhule as well. So we'll see if they bring him in for an interview. That's really the only coach I think that the Giants and Cowboys had in common. But, Jason Garrett is a New York Giants head coach. I don't even want to think about it. It turns my stomach to think about it. But those rumors have been out there for a few weeks now, and Jason Garrett is gone. We'll see what happens in the future. I mean, do the Giants actually consider this guy as a head coach? Said, you never know. I mean, they brought in Ben McAdoo. They brought in Pat Shurmur. Who knows what the hell the Giants are going to do? Let's just hope that they don't. My two guys, I've said it before, Matt Rhule, Wink Martindale. And I like Wink more and more every day. The more I read about him, the more I search on the guy. I just think that's the type of guy you want here to mold your young defense. I think that's what you want. All the interchangeable parts, the players that the Baltimore Ravens lost didn't deter them from being one of the top defensive teams in the league. So, like I said, I like Matt Rhule a lot, but the more I research Wink Martindale, the more I like him. So we'll see what happens. But Jason Garrett, we're going to see in the coming days if the Giants decide to bring him in for an interview, and if they do, don't be surprised. Until next time, guys. I mean, by the way, I'll be live for Lakers Pelicans at 10:15 tonight. You know how Lakers goes. Until then, guys, enjoy the rest of your Friday. It's the Bad Diggity Dizzle, and I am gone. Peace!